Alright guys, I'm actually just about to straight up give you the formula for success. Like, every single video you see on the internet can be taken from a perspective of, well, I'm not gonna listen to what this guy is saying, or it can be straight up, damn, that's good information, I'm literally gonna stick with that, run with it, turn off YouTube, turn off social media, and just go with that, alright? So everything that you hear on social media can be just straight up a perspective, however you take it, but the actual knowledge generally is always the same. You guys learn the same stuff from all these different people, and you just perceive it in different ways because it's coming from different people in different ways. But in reality, you know what you need to do. You know that if you work hard, then things will happen. You know that you will get put in better positions in life because of the inputs you inputted, because what you input will eventually output. You can't just input your whole life and never get an output from it. There has to always be an output. So, like, you know you need to input, you know you need to do the work, and you probably know what work you need to do that you're probably just avoiding. So, with that being said, every piece of information that you learn from, it's literally just how you perceive it and if you're actually going to take action from what you learned, which is kind of exactly what I'm about to explain. This is my first YouTube video. I've never made any sort of content like this before, but I'm hopefully going to turn this YouTube channel into a business YouTube channel where I'm just talking about business because I'm passionate about it, and I guess just about life in general, like leveling up, getting better. All right, step number one, you need to stay on the persistent pursuit of your fullest potential. Now, okay, obviously that's obvious, but notice how I say persistent pursuit of your fullest potential before I say find out where you want to go, find out what you want to achieve, like, you know, what do you want to do with your life. That literally does not matter if you just stay on the persistent pursuit of your fullest potential. Let me write it. Boom. Persistent pursuit of fullest potential. I swear, if you just follow this every day for the rest of your life, then you'll be good. Like, all the other steps are obviously important, and we'll cover those, but this is the most important one. Like, think about it. If you do this perfectly, like persistent pursuit, that doesn't mean like thinking about it, you know, hoping for it, and, you know, visualizing. All right, that's not what this is. It's actions, it's failures, and it's learning. So persistent pursuit, like it doesn't even matter what you think your fullest potential is. It's just every aspect of you. Like, if you're chasing this and you're not going to the gym, you're not chasing this. I don't care what your endeavor is in business or in life in general. If you're chasing this, but you're not spending a couple hours a day at least on the computer working on something, then you're not chasing this. It doesn't matter if you don't know what you're chasing or what you want to do. Like, say you're doing computer work and you have no idea about any business models, about anything like what you want to do online or in business in general. Just, it's better to sit there and look at the screen and think about what could I do online to make money? At least go watch YouTube videos. At least go do something. But it's better to spend that time and to actually set aside a part of the day to try something rather than just like not do anything, scroll on TikTok, and, you know, visualize. All right, visualizing only happens and only is important when you actually have a place, a destination of where you want to go, and you have actions that you have taken to get there. And you have more actions to take, but you've been taking those actions to get there. That's the only time visualizing actually comes into play and actually works. So you need to stay on this even if you have no idea what you want to do with your life. All right? And that alone could be the most important information you've ever seen on the internet. It's just how you take it. It's really just how you take it. Because I saw this on the internet at one point, a bunch of years ago, and like this exact saying, I didn't come up with this. And this has been the one thing that I really resonated with and stuck to. Because you see quotes and like informational and motivational stuff all the time on the internet. But like, this was the one thing where I was like, okay, dang, this is so true. let me actually apply something that I learned on the internet. You know, it's always just learning, intaking, inputting, but you never output anything. So you need to make sure you output. You need to make sure you actually take information and go apply it somewhere, even if you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, this is perfect. So just try things, do things, stay active. Never just sit on your couch. That's never a good option. All right, literally go for a walk if you have nothing to do. Just don't do nothing. All right, next one. All right, the next one is super basic, but technically this one is too. You just, perspective again. But what that is action. Action beats information. Action beats knowledge every time. All right? This could be controversial. A lot of people might disagree with me on this. I know people personally that disagree with me on this, but in my experience, this is extremely true. Action beats everything. Like, if you do not know how to do something, it's, in my opinion, better to just do it and then learn from there than to take a whole course on it or learn it from someone else and then spend all your time doing that and then going to try and do it. Because every single person is going to have a different experience with that thing, especially if we're talking about businesses here. If we're talking about a business model, especially an online business model, every single online business model is going to be different. You cannot buy a course from someone and have them say, here's exactly how to do this because I did it. Because their path is going to be different than your path in that business model. It just is, no matter what. So you literally have to just try and actually just do it in order to figure it out. And I know I learned the best from just doing things on my own and figuring out that way. I don't do good with people teaching me things and then trying their way. So I promise you, if you just take action on things, like you don't know how to do this business model, you don't know how to do this workout, or you don't know how to do anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you don't know how to do it, just do it, and then you'll learn. Okay? It's super simple, but it's so important. Like, just action can be your entire education. It can be your life. That's how you learn. You only learn by taking action. A lot of people try to learn so much stuff. They read so many books, and it's obviously important to input the right information to eventually output. But I personally would rather input the failures of trying. That's still input. Failure is still input, and it's still knowledge, it's still information. So I'd much rather try and fail at something than just learn something and then have to try and fail, because now I'm set back however long it took me to learn that thing. So there we go. We got number one, and number two. Now let's do number three. All right, number three is take risks. This is so important because there are so many successful people in this world that would not be in the position they're in right now if they didn't take a risk. Like, this is the only guarantee for something to happen. So it's actually not even a risk. Again, this is perspective. Everything is perspective. So honestly, the biggest risk you can take in your life is not taking the risk. Like, that is if you want to actually achieve something. If you have something, if you have a big goal, you have big aspirations in life, the biggest risk you can take is just chilling, is just doing nothing, doing what you're doing now. That's the biggest risk. So a lot of people will try to tell you, oh, you're going to take this risk, or you're going to, like, it's not a risk. It's the only option, okay? It doesn't work, bet. That's an action, that's an input. You fail, you learn, you get better. That's how it is. So most of these things are not risks. Most risks that you think are risks are not risks. All right, I'm going to quickly talk about the formula of risk taking. All right, so when you should take risks and why. So all right, this is the formula. So when you think about the risk you want to take, you think about, if I do not succeed in this risk, then where will I be? Like, what position will I be in? How will my actual life change because I failed at this risk. Like my day to day, like how will my life change? 90% of the time, nothing will change. You will end up exactly where you started. This line is the same. You will end up the exact same place. It just seems like a risk because you're doing something that's not normal, all right? It's not normal, so you think you're taking a big risk. Oh no, what happens if I fail? Nothing will happen, all right? That's 90% of the time. Maybe you do lose a little bit, okay? You're here, all right? I'll take that all day. I'll take a possible outcome of leveling up than going down here a little bit, okay? That's fine. So you should always look at what will this risk actually do to me if I lose, all right? How will my life change? And if it doesn't, it's not even a risk. It's just work. It's just work. It's called work. It's something you do, like you just work and you work on things. It's called work, all right? So that's not a risk if you just are in the same place. So what's a risk for most people? Posting on social media, that's outcome. You'll stay at the same places where you were, all right? There's no risk to that. There's no risks. It's just straight up work. And then spending money, that could be you go down a little bit, but it's just money. It comes back. You can get a job, and then boom, you're back to where you started. I'll take that all day for an outcome that goes up there, and you should too. That's super important. So take the risk. You have absolutely nothing to lose, and there's no reason not to, except for your own brain is telling you it's maybe risky, or oh, what will people think of me, or what happens if I fail? All of those things are good things. Like, you're tricking yourself into thinking that that's bad, but I promise once it happens, you're gonna realize, oh, I didn't die. It's fine. I'm chilling. And then you just continue doing it, and that's how you level up and get better. Push the needle every day, get better every day, stay on the persistent pursuit of your fullest potential, take action, and those are the things that you need to do. And just stay consistent, work, and things will happen. I'm going to be talking about a lot more content like this in following videos, business content, so make sure to follow along. And yeah, there we go. First YouTube video down. Let's get it.